Hi guys, welcome back to our channel today. We're gonna dive into the EB-5 visa program today, specifically for Indian, Chinese nationals and regional centers. We're gonna do this in a Q&A format, and MaryJoy will walk us through some of the specifics. So let's jump right into the questions.
Right.
MaryJoy, what exactly is the EB-5 visa and why is it gaining so much attention right now?
So the EB-5 visa is an investment-based visa program. Basically, the purpose of this visa originated with Congress wanting the U.S. economy to get boosted, right? So what is EB-5 and why is it hot? EB-5 basically allows people of a certain income earning or maybe people that have certain types of resources or links or opportunities to resources to be able to invest, and then in the process of investing get a green card. So what type of investment? Basically, in terms of investing, you can either do investment in an unemployment area or a place that is not an unemployed area, which is places, typically we call them T's, which are places with high unemployments, right? Of course, a lot of people know about the EB-5 and they go like, oh my gosh, that's like $1 million. Well, typically there's a range, right? If you want to invest, is between 800,000 and about 150 million, right? Meaning 1.5 million. Why is it hot? It's hot because it gives you a path to green card, right? What do you have to do? You have to invest either the minimum, and if it's the minimum 800,000, it has to be in an area that is rural and has at least 150% of unemployment rate, right? The purpose of this is to boost that economy. So if you do pick that zone, then you, at minimum, you invest 800,000. But if you pick a place that's urban and more developed, which is a non-TEA area, the minimum you would invest is about 1.5, right? It is very hot because once you're able to do this investment successfully in a qualifying US business, and you're able to procure at least 10 jobs, you will be able to get a green card for you and your family, your qualifying family relatives. So that's why it's hot right now.
Okay, that's great information. Now, of course, I have to ask this, but how is that different than the golden green card?
Oh, Jesus. Well, the golden green card right now is what, 5 million? And we're not quite sure where that is right now. There's no regulations drawn. I mean, it's still a process. So right now it's all speculation on whether or not the golden green card is even a thing. The EB-5 is very different from golden visa because the EB-5 is actually legitimate. It exists right now as we speak, right? Right now there are people applying who qualify for the EB-5 visa. And that's how different it is, right? I mean, we can go into statistics about how many millionaires are in the world and how many want to invest that type of money in the US economy, especially in today's current economic tension that we're currently living in. And so that is just speculation. I wouldn't want to dive into that until we actually have actualized guidelines on what that really is.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because after the golden green card was announced, the social media, everybody pretty much exploded about it. And especially the announcement said that, they're going to start printing these in 2 weeks. Well, it's already past 2 weeks. We still haven't seen it.
It's like currency.
Right. So glad that you mentioned that. Now we leave the golden green card on the side since it doesn't exist. Right. Going back to what actually is on the books, the EB-5.
Yeah.
In terms of timelines, why is timing crucial for Indian and Chinese nationals?
Oh, wow. That's a really great question. Simply because these two parts of the world, right? Citizens from India, nationals of China, citizens of China. Historically, there's a backlog, right? Especially in employment-based visas. There's a huge backlog. You can wait several years to over a decade, right? With the EB-5, if you qualify and you have the resources to take on this type of visa, it's basically current, especially in certain sectors, right? Certain sectors of investments within the EB-5. So it's current. Right now, there is no wait time. So if you apply, you get approved, you typically have your priority date current. Is there going to be a situation probably in the near future where we'll see retrogression? Absolutely, right? It's going to be based on how many people avail of this, current hot opportunity with the EB-5. And in regards to that, depending on what sectors within the EB-5 visa program they invest in, we could see a lot of retrogression maybe within this year if we're not careful.
Right, right. One thing I'm kind of been wondering on the EB-5. So when we talk about EB-5, a lot of clients or potential clients are usually outside the United States, and they're trying to get their EB-5 green card and come to the US. Would EB-5 be a good option for example, we have a lot of Indian Chinese nationals in the United States who have been working here for 10, 15, 20 years, earning high salary, and ultimately they have some savings. Can they invest into the EB-5?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Just to what you said, right? We have a lot of foreign nationals working here and have been working here for so many years. Most of them are on the H-1B, waiting for their priority date to become current if they have a pending I-140 or an approved I-140 rather. And if they have the option, right, if they have saved this money or even have assets, right, where they can draw the sources of fund from, this is definitely a good option for them.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I mean, because sometimes, people ask me this question. So it's not only for EB-5, it's not only for nationals that are outside the United States. People here who, been working for a while can actually also apply. So that's great to know. Yeah. Now, when they're applying, so we have two options. We have the EB-5 Regional Center and direct investment. What is the difference?
That's one of my favorite questions, actually. So with Regional Center programs, right, these are designated and approved programs by USCIS, wherein investors, they basically pull investments, right, for projects. So they pull investments for projects. What type of projects? They could be real estate, they could be hospitality industry, they could be, gyms, just any type of investment, basically. And what happens is a lot of people pull into this investment or this program. They pick a program that they want to invest in and they pull in there. The great thing about the Regional Center program is it resolves itself. It works for itself, right? You're hands off. Now, there is that issue of lack of control of the investors. So you have to be prepared to invest the money and take a step back. Right? Because
so something like a silent investor.
Yes, exactly. Like a silent investor. And that's one of the pros, right? The other pro with Regional Center program is you're almost guaranteed to be able to meet that job creation criteria, which is so important, right, for even getting this green card, because it's not just investing in a qualifying U.S. business, but you also have to create these jobs, right? And so for you to be eligible for the green card, whereas, and of course, the downside, I have to quickly mention the downside of the Regional Center program is you can't control how much return on investment you get, right? You can't really tell how much you get. Is it a lot? Is it a little? It's a gamble, right? It's a gamble in that aspect of what type of investment or return on investment do I get. With regards to the direct investment, it's truly sweat and blood. It's truly sweat and blood. You invest into maybe a restaurant or something that you want to invest in. You get control. You pick the business. You come to the US, you check out businesses. Maybe you're buying a business that's folding or you're starting a business. It is a lot of work. It involves you're going to have to learn the SEC rules. You're going to be your own accountant, meaning you're going to spend money on getting all these experts. Basically, you will go out there and you will hunt them down and you will set it up yourself, right? So this is 100% commitment. You are directly involved in the management, the day-to-day. The perk to this is you get to control the investment, right? You get to control it, and you can also kind of, sometimes the return on investment is high and is almost guaranteed, right? The downside to this is, there's no guarantee that you'll make that 10 jobs, and they have to be direct jobs where with regards to the Regional Center program, they could be direct or indirect, right? But with regards to direct, you have to show that your business directly hired these people and you kept them on payroll and you meet the requirement. So that's kind of the, the difference between the two.
So basically it sounds like, if you've never run a business in your life, now it's not the time to start a business in the United
Absolutely
States
not.
under the EB-5 direct investment. I mean, at least that's what I usually
No.
tell people.
That's true.
You know, that's not the time, and it's definitely not the time to invest, you know, more than $1 million into
Oh.
something that you've never done before. So.
Very true. Very true. And you could blow that money up quickly,
Yeah.
right? And you just don't think, oh, just you know, 1 point. No, it could get up to
Mhm.
2 million. You just never know with investing.
Yeah, because you have
directly.
to, you know, obviously hire all these, I mean, these 10 people, you have to do payroll and other
Exactly.
things. So basically you're running a business,
Yeah.
you're running a company.
Pretty much.
So,
Yeah.
okay. So to everybody that is listening today to this video, what are the next steps?
So the next, great, right? The next steps is just assess yourself, right? If you are considering maybe this EB-5 visa program as an option for you,
Mhm.
look at your investments, right? The thing with the Regional Center program is you don't have to have the money all at one time, right? So if you decide to go with a TEA, like project, the minimum is 800,000, right? You could have 400,000 in the bank. You could put that down and have a promissory note or something where you can guarantee that you have the money. The money's there, right? You could pull the resources either from equity on your house, inheritance, you know, loans. So that's where you should start. Assess your financial pool. Once you've assessed your financial pool, then reach out to an immigration attorney. Reach out to an immigration attorney and start researching the differences between regional center and direct. We like to recommend the regional center program because a little bit more successful, slightly less stressful on both parties, and it's more secure, right? It's more secure in the sense that there are regulations in place that actively make sure that these investment pools, these programs are actually active and utilizing the investments that they get the right way. So that kind of alleviates it. So check your financial resources, reach out to an immigration attorney. We're happy to help you. And then start assessing what is the best option with regards to what investment options to get into.
Well, that's a wrap. I hope this was helpful to our viewers. And if you want to connect with us, you can visit our LinkedIn, or you can connect with us on our website, www.sciencefirm.com. Thank you so much, and until the next video. Bye-bye.